the wife accidentally discovered that her husband, who never touched her, was secretly kissing a photo of his first love. Even the back of every landscape photo in their bedroom hid pictures of that woman. Only then did she realize his so-called abstinence was just an excuse to avoid touching her. She deeply regretted not listening to her brother's warning. Heartbroken, she applied for a visa to leave the country in 7 days. Before leaving, she called her best friend and went to a bar to let loose. They even ordered a few male models to spoil themselves. Unexpectedly, her husband also showed up at the bar. She thought he would be furious, but instead he ran straight into the arms of another woman. That's when she realized his first love had returned. But when the first love learned he was married, she got angry and asked if the wife disappeared, would things go back to how they used to be? Before the man could react, the first love grabbed a bottle and smashed it on the wife's head. Completely unprepared, the wife fainted on the spot and didn't wake up until 3 days later in the hospital with over 30 stitches on her head. Yet the husband never visited her once during that time. Curious, after seeing photos the first love posted on social media, she called her brother and asked for the best lawyer. The next day, the husband finally came to the hospital, but not to check on her injury. Instead, he asked her to drop the charges against his first love, saying he had already punished her by making her reflect at home for a day. Before leaving, he warned her again that as long as he was around, no one would dare take her case. In that moment, she was completely crushed. All she could do was count down the 6 days until her visa was approved. But after being discharged and returning home, she was shocked to find the first love had moved in. To avoid conflict, she chose to remain silent. But the next morning she woke up and found her hair had been cut while she was asleep. Furious, she confronted the first love, who smirked and said her hair quality was better, so she cut it to make a wig. Hearing that, the wife slapped her. The first love went into a rage and ordered the maid to hold the wife down. But the wife immediately reminded everyone that she was the real lady of the house. The first love only scoffed and told the maid to remember that she was the man's true love. The maid didn't hesitate and forcefully pinned the wife to the ground. Then the first love forced her to kneel and slapped her 100 times until she passed out. Just as the husband returned home and witnessed it all, soon the wife regained consciousness, but the husband only told her he had already punished the first love. When she asked what the punishment was, he replied he cut off a few strands of her hair. This made the wife even angrier. She demanded justice for the slaps, but the man told her to just let it go. Hearing this, the wife broke down and smashed their wedding photo on the floor. But the nightmare wasn't over. That day, an old enemy of the husband broke into the house and tied both the wife and first love together. His plan was to make the man watch the 2 women he loved die in front of him. He strapped timed bombs to both of them. When the countdown reached the final minute, the man finally arrived. He disarmed the first love's bomb, then turned to save the wife. But the first love stopped him, saying there wasn't enough time and they had to go now. The wife was devastated, but in a desperate moment, she managed to disarm her own bomb. Though she survived, she was still injured in the explosion and hospitalized again. When she woke up, the man told her his first love had just had a skin graft and couldn't be emotionally disturbed. The wife shouted at him in rage, but he coldly replied he'd compensate her after she was discharged. Watching him